So let's move forward then. We'll go straight to the Newcastle game. Big result for Newcastle. They've had an absolute horrid week, dropping out of Europe.
Yeah. We lose our
Result was
space in
like
Europe now.
fairy tale.
Result was expected though, man.
What, against Fulham?
Yeah, against 10 men.
Yeah.
That's where I want to start. Another controversial red card. That's not a red card.
Borderline.
It wasn't like.
It wasn't, but borderline.
If I'm a Fulham player, I'm rocking him. I'm fully rocking him. But
it's reckless.
It's reckless.
It's not a red card.
It's not red.
You mean a Newcastle player? He was a Newcastle player. You're rocking him. Still.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if I'm a Newcastle player, I'm rocking him. Yeah.
Yeah, look.
That was mad.
It's not a red.
The game.
It's not a red.
It's not a red, but it's enough to cause a fight, man.
Yeah, I can see why it got given.
You say that, Puz, right? Newcastle fans ran over, but Jimenez's reaction, he dulled the whole moment right there and then. He got up, his hands are up, apologized, didn't mean it. He got the player up himself. Yeah. It neutralized the whole thing. So no, it didn't cause a man.
No, he knew what he did in the first place. He knew what he did.
Look,
because he got elbowed in the face.
Card.
He got elbowed in the face, and he just reacted.
It's a yellow card. It's reckless, silly. Yellow card. Move on.
Maybe
that's changed in my opinion. That's changed the game. I'm not trying to say that Newcastle wouldn't have gone on.
No.
Newcastle have got
100%.
about 800 million injuries. They had another 2 players go off.
Joe Linton
went off, and Share the centre back. Yeah. So yeah, their injury list continues to grow.
Them players they're just not built for this. I'm sorry. Bless you. No. They're not built for this, man.
No, look, at the end of the day, thanks. We've seen a 16% injury increase on from last season this season across the Premier League. That's nuts. That's like an extra nearly 40 players across the Premier League. That's ridiculous. And
more games.
Because look what happened. It was because of last year. It's because of last year. Because of the World Cup
as well, man. It's the training sessions as well.
Yeah, because every single manager is seeing that I need to get more out of this team.
Yeah, what it is. Everyone's watched what Pep's doing at the different teams he's been at. I'm thinking, oh yeah, we need to get extra out of our players. De Zerbi's doing the same thing with Brighton. That's why they're all going down injured as well.
Guys,
but the difference is Pep has. I wouldn't say he's got 25 world-class players, but he's got a squad that can cope with it. Yeah, so he's got about 17 or 18 players. One sec, Sim. Sorry, he's got 17, 18 players that can cope with that quite comfortably. And even when they drop out, your likes of your Nico Lewis that came in today, for example, he done really, really well. Had a goal disallowed. We'll get onto City anyway in a minute. Sorry, my throat's really, really itchy. I'll be right back. Sim, go on.
Rico Lewis.
It's funny you are talking about this issue, yeah? I would say watch Filthy Fellas episode come out on Friday. They went into the Bournemouth training centre to talk to Neto, Max Aarons, and another player. I'm not too sure. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name.
They literally broke down. I think Tigo from Filthy Fellas explained to them how come there've been so many injuries, and Max Aarons literally broke it down. He said, it's just the intensity of the Premier League. He said each year it's getting quicker, it's getting stronger. And he's saying that the intensity for them to recover, the games that they're playing, because the intensity is so high and the time of recovery, because they're basically playing every 2 to 3 days, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but Sim, 3 games a week.
But Sim, that's why I blame managers like Teta, De Zerbi, Pep, Klopp. What they've brought to the Premiership, it's like everyone else is trying to emulate that.
It's not sustainable, isn't it? But obviously
you can't do it.
Is it their fault?
But this is what I would say, innit? You've got to look at it as managers that have brought this style into the Premier League. They have the biggest budgets out of the rest of the teams. So for them, it is sustainable in some type of way. If that makes any sense. So they're not going to get like for like, but the drop off ain't going to be major compared to, let's say, a Bournemouth, if that makes sense.
I swear,
So it's like
half of Palace is injured as well, isn't it?
half of Palace is injured. Newcastle, I don't know how they still got players to field. Brighton,
Yeah,
the
they're gonna
same
go and
thing.
buy a bunch in January, aren't they?
No, they're gonna loan them from
They're
Saudi.
gonna loan them.
Well, no, they're gonna bring a bunch in. Sorry, I should have said. Sorry.
Yeah. So
No, well,
yeah, man. So
hold on a minute though.
I would recommend you after the episode to when they literally broke it down. I said, I can see why this that is kind of rose because, bro, let's be honest, like from 1 to 8, all these teams are actually playing football. Let's not lie. It's not like teams are not sitting back no more and just
No,
cowering you. They're
that's
actually playing football.
yeah,
So
of
it's
course.
like,
Now, Puz, you highlighted the managers for bringing in this style. That's the demand, mate.
yeah, that's
Don't get
no, I didn't
don't
even
get
say
me
that's the
wrong. Like
demand. I think that's the block. That's the market.
that's literally it. That's what we want, right? That's what we're paying for. This isn't cheap.
Yeah.
This isn't cheap. This is
Yeah.
costing 20, 30, 40, 50, however many pounds a month to some people. £60 a month if you get TNT and Now TV
Yes.
or Sky
We're
Sports,
talking about
whatever.
like
So
£80 a month.
£80 a month is a lot of money, right? So that's what we want. We don't want. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure in their own respective ways, we don't want to see flipping Luton, Burnley, crappy, rubbish. Can't pass the ball, can't keep the ball, hoofing it up the pitch, long ball, whatever,
Oh,
crappy
Chris,
football. We like this
Chris,
style. So, but even still,
that,
even Burnley, I
even
watched
Yeah,
Burnley.
Burnley.
Benny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna say,
say.
sorry,
Even Burnley.
Burnley's a bad choice. Sorry, Burnley's a bad choice
I'm
by
gonna
me.
say
My bad.
Burnley.
Burnley are a
Yeah,
brilliant footballing team,
that's
a
what I'm
really
trying to
good
say.
footballing
Even
team.
Burnley now even playing football. That's what I'm saying,
Burnley
Chris.
play wonderful football, and that's why I think they're sticking with company because he's listen. Maybe he's a bit naive. Arguments there, but you can see that Burnley are in every single game that they play. I watched them against Everton today. Yesterday. Watched against Everton yesterday. They had chances, and they were still in the game. They were still playing well. They were still moving the ball well, even late into the game. Obviously, if Everton are on a resurgence at the moment, 1-4-4. So they're on a madness. But there you go. Look, I just quoted from Eric Ten Hag here, who basically came out and said that the demand is far too much, but it's not an excuse. We have to be ready, and that's literally what it is.
That's
If
what
you're
Max Aaron said in the interview. He literally said that because he's currently injured. So he took him from a perspective that he was saying it was even high then, but he's saying now it is crazy. Like the demands is crazy, and he's saying basically you have to train You have to train your body for these demands now.
you have to, and that's what they're getting paid for. These
Yeah.
are some of the most, you know what I mean? Let's not pretend that these footballers aren't in privileged positions. But the point that I'm making is this: the managers know more than anyone what they need from a team to get a result in this league. They know that they need 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 players, a match day squad of players to be at a certain level to produce because others are doing the same. You can't. Gone are the days where you can, I could play in third gear against a flipping Brighton. If you go to the Amex in third gear, you're going to get turned over.
Yeah, that's true.
It's as simple as that. Villa Park, mate, you turn up at Villa Park and you're not 110%, you get smacked up.
Do you know what I'm surprised by? Do you know what I'm surprised by though? Arsenal haven't had as much injuries as I thought we would have, because the way we've been playing is literally intense from minute 1 to minute 90.
Nah, Paz.
And towards the last 5 minutes, we always seem to give the other team a chance.
Okay, Paz.
Why you put that juju out there now, Paz, bro?
Nah, Paz. No, why I'm saying you're wrong. Yeah, no, why? You gotta understand, and this is why I'm kind of.
We control the ball a lot more, so probably
Yes.
I think that's what you're gonna say. We control the ball a lot more.
This is where I would say to a lot of people. I think last season Arsenal were like the Liverpool team of 14, 15, SAS team when they just fly at the blocks, literally playing full throttle football. Now we've brought some sort
until
of
Steven Gerrard slipped.
We brought some sort of composure to how we play, and I
realized
realized
to laugh, man.
We literally control the game. We literally pass teams to death and score. We literally, that's, if you watch us play, we literally do that. We literally
Now,
pass teams to
what
death.
I saw today was complete dominance. I've never seen us do that before.
De Serbi said it.
Even last week,
De Serbi said it. De
even
Serbi
last
said
week,
it. This is him. I had no answers to what Arsenal was doing. I haven't played against a team like this season. That's what he said.
Arsenal are top of the league for recovering the ball. Absolute masters. Anyway, guys, we get away from the. We don't want to go back. We've already covered over it. Let's get back to the Newcastle game. So result. Good result for them, for the Magpies. One player I want to talk about especially is Bruno Guimaraes. I said that right? Guimaraes. I hope I said that correctly. Guimaraes. I think he's been their player of the season. I think he's absolute class. I've watched him. He's got a wonderful right foot. I watched him watched him control that game against Fulham. And although Fulham went down to 10 men, Fulham have been scoring freely. Haven't they scored like 4 or more in their last like 4 or 5 games? So he took control of that game. I just think he's an absolutely brilliant player. I think. What's that? Sorry.
Red card though, Chris, man.
What, Bruno?
No, it's Fulham. Can we really judge like St James's Park? They're playing against 10 men. What else is gonna happen?
So just forget it. We don't talk about it then.
No, we can talk about it, but I'm saying he's gonna have so much time on the ball.
Nah, but I've seen him do that when there's 11 men against 11 men.
I think he's class. I didn't see that against Arsenal, but yeah, go on. It's true though.
Aye. Fair enough. No. That's your opinion. Fair enough. You don't want to give this guy some flowers. No, I'm just trying to put some emphasis on him. I thought he was excellent yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
No. It's Bruno Guimaraes. He's a quality player, but I kind of agree with Paz. I feel like that was kind of it was for me. Once Fulham went down to 10 men, it was always gonna go one way, man. I feel that Newcastle possessed too much quality to even allow Fulham to win that game.
I thought he was the only one again. Both Dortmund games that actually looked like he was ahead of the game. That actually looked like he had a foothold in the game. He controlled the midfield. He gets them up the pitch. The reason why I'm waxing lyrical is because he's everything that Man United don't have. I'd love him in our team. I thought he'd be brilliant.
I would love him in Arsenal.
That's where we were going. Look, I think if you guys could, if there's one player from, not that we've said this, one player from the Newcastle team that could go into the Arsenal team now, because I don't think you guys would make the most out of Isaac, it would be Guimaraes. I'd stick him right beside Odegaard.
Now, Isaac is more or less a Jesus at the moment. At the moment. Jesus
Isaac's a better finisher than Jesus.
Yeah, but Jesus has more goals than him right now. That's what I'm saying. Right now, exactly.
Isaac's been injured loads.
Sorry about that.
I think they're different strikers. I think Isaac's more of a classic number 9.
This is the thing, yeah, Sim. Actually, no, let's stick to Newcastle.
Yeah.
We're about to go back to Arsenal.
Can't help yourself, innit?
If we get a striker, if we get a striker, we have to drop either Martinelli or Saka. We can't do that. Because Jesus has to play for me.
We'll talk about that
another time.
Yeah, nicer problems to have.
Yeah.
Exactly. Flipping heck. It's like finding. Yeah, go on.
Bruno Guimaraes, Chris, I agree, man. I would love him at Arsenal.
Yeah, he's quality.
I think I always say to people, I think he's one of those. He gives you everything that you want in a number 8. He gives you quality. He gives you defensive. Like, he's a bit of a nasty little fucker as well.
Yeah, he's got tenacity in him. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, that's the word. Like he away from a tackle, and he possesses so much quality on the ball, as you say.
It does remind you of Sim.
You're not going to say Gilberto, are you?
No.
Nah, he reminds me.
He knows what I'm prodding to say.
I know what he's trying to prod me. But I know what direction you're trying. He did that for one season, Paz, and I said I do miss him.
2 seasons,
What,
bro.
Torreira?
Torreira.
I was gonna say.
Nah,
Of all the names, Chris,
you're talking about the guy that's sitting on top of the Bundesliga right
Bundesliga is going to stop Harry Kane from winning the Bundesliga.
now. No, it's the maddest thing, yeah. As I said, he did it for one season. Let's be honest. He did it for one.
2 seasons.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
For me, it was 2.
For me, I think Arteta created that last season when we nearly won the league. When we nearly won the league. You can't talk about the season before when we got fifth.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, you can't. So let's say one season. But he reminds me of Bruno Ramirez. Reminds me of a modern day Vieira, man. I think he's like Vieira, man. That's what
Nah.
he gives me.
Yeah.
No, he does, man. He reminds me of Vieira.
Yeah, he's quality. He's quality. No, he doesn't have the goal scoring ability like Vieira. Vieira
but
would
you know
pop up with good goals.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, he's strong. He leads the line. He basically controls the game. He controls. If you give Gramera space, like I said, against both Dortmund games, both away and both home and away, that's one of the hardest stadiums in Europe to go to. The guy looked like he had time. The guy was spraying the ball around, picking out spaces, passing between the lines, taking it off the back four. If you're a defender, again, always use this as an example of myself. If I'm a defender, I've got several options as a centre back. Basically, I can go back to my goalkeeper. I can play it across to my fellow centre back, or I can play it forward. Now, when you play it forward, you can either play it short to a midfielder, or you can look long. And when you're looking long, you've got to look in the pockets or behind the lines, right? I've always been someone who's preferred. Don't get me wrong, I can ping it, but unless I have confidence that I've got a winger or a striker that's going to do something with it, I would much rather just pass it into the midfield. You got someone like Bruno Guimaraes coming and taking the ball off me. Huh?
The modern game demands you to pass it into midfield.
It does and it doesn't, because if you need to get the team turned, if you need to change how you play for 10 minutes, get them turned, get them running back to their own goal, doesn't help me paying it 5-10 yards into a midfielder all the time who's not got time in the ball. So you've got to read the game.
Someone should have said that to Brighton today.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, it is. I'll be honest with you.
Brighton were playing with fire the whole game. We should have destroyed them. That passing out from the back thing didn't work for them today.
No, it is. I think. But this is what Chris is saying. I think because that's the bar now. Like with these small teams, I think they're thinking, no, what we don't want to get left behind. So as much as you're saying they shouldn't have done that, they're like this for the past 3 to 4 seasons. So it's like, who are we to tell them, know what, you're playing against Arsenal, you should change their tactics? This is what they solely believe in. This is what they probably base their whole transfer or attracting a certain type of player into a system all on this philosophy from probably understanding.
I'll give you a classic example of what I mean, where you have to change how you play sometimes in games. Look at Crystal Palace against City. Crystal Palace were under the cosh, 2-0 down.